Oh, look at the satisfaction of a brand new car. Peeling the sticker off. Currently googling whether you can drive an interior light on, so let's see what the verdict is.
There's a common myth that it's illegal to drive around with the interior light on. It seems, however, this is incorrect and there is no direct law prohibiting. The highway code does not say that drivers must not turn the light on while behind the wheel.
So for the purposes of lighting this video,
there is no law against it. If a police officer pulls you over and adjusts your interior and
excuse me, I'd like to change.
I love this. This is from the Leicester Mercury. It says if an officer pulls you over, nothing else, and adjudges, that's the word.
Adjudges, that's not a word.
Your interior light to be a driving distraction, they have the right to tell you off.
That cannot be a legal power in this
Oh no, tell you to turn it off.
Oh my god.
If they see they can tell you off.
Nowhere in the law is a consequence of telling So, now you know you can drive with your interior light on for all those
without any fear of being told off. Okay.
Okay, she's not working no more. Right. Before an attempt at high-speed penetration.
All on camera.
Oh no. My mom watches this.
You in two? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hoping for some clear air.
This is a great video.
It's going to need some trimming. Today we didn't want to miss an opportunity to film with a very special car. I'll put it'll be in the title and there'll be some pictures on the thumbnail, but you will see today we are in a BMW M8 Competition Gran Coupe.
Yeah.
I think that might officially be the longest name of a car ever. And also, do you know what you and I haven't discussed? This is the BMW M8.
This function is not supported by the
No, I'm not talking to you, you silly Billy. Yeah, we haven't talked about the
BMW
M8, the M8.
Yeah. Mate. It's mate, isn't it?
It is the mate.
It has been a mate to us. It's been very friendly. It's also been very naughty, a little bit, you know. It's not been that nice at times.
Yeah, it's the sort of mate that your mum doesn't approve of necessarily.
No, but she knows deep down it's got a good heart. But you might get into a few scrapes with it.
Yeah, speaking of heart, so let's just do a few facts, figures, trials, tribulations. So this car, new, £120,000 with a few extras around the 130 mark. 0 to 60 in 3.1, and we'll talk a bit more about that in a second. 625 brake horse and 750 Newton meters of torque. Supplied to us today by our friend Jonathan at Thrifty, so always big thank you to Jonathan. This was a car of one of the directors and is actually going back to BMW in 45 minutes when we drop it off. So we didn't want to miss an opportunity to take out something like this.
BMW wants to help us a minute, because you said BMW.
Hey BMW, do you want to be in a YouTube video? Peter says no. So just to add a bit of context, while the M8 is also important. Shush!
Is not supported by the Bluetooth.
She's not supporting us.
So just a bit of context, this is the final piece to the M puzzle for our relationship with M cars and Thrifty. So far we have had an M1355i, the new shape on a 20 plate. We've had an M2, Rob and I did that one together, an M3 Competition, an M4 Cabrio, an M5 competition, and that was a 2014 car. Then the new M5, then the M5 competition. So we've had 3 M5s, an M6 Gran Coupe. That's the one that we took to the Evo Triangle. No,
we did that.
Black Mountain.
Yeah, Black Mountain in fog and ice.
And fog and ice, yeah, that wasn't cool. The M760 Li that we took to Cheddar Gorge and Weymouth in Dorset, and we've just done a run up to Cheddar Gorge this morning. And now the M8, so we've got all of the numbers, unless they bring out an M9. We don't count the like X5Ms, because the M's not in the right place, it's at the ends, and so I'm not really bothered about that. So Rob, kick us off then, kind of give me a tweet, 90 characters-ish, to summarise this car.
I don't have to count them, do I?
No, but I don't want chapter and verse.
Breathtaking speed, end of. That's it. That is literally yes, you can talk about the comfort, you can talk about like the road holding, but for a big car that's over 5 meters long, 2 tons, doing 0 to 60 in 3.1, and it feels that quick.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of big cars, like the M760 was rapid, but you didn't feel it. It was a big car, and it was sort of like, and again with the M6, again that was quick, but it just felt like it wasn't going as quick as you'd want it to. This doesn't hold back at all. You know exactly what it's doing. And with the X-Drive, it will do 3.1 time and time and time again, and actually has been clocked doing it at 3 by numerous motoring journalists, hasn't it? So I think it will do 3 all day long. Yes, it's sure-footed, no doubt. Like we've done 60 miles an hour in a lot of places on national speed limit roads, and it hasn't even like looked like it's going to be put out of place.
It's nigh on, like, and we have tried quite enthusiastically to get it to break traction, and it is so sure-footed, because my summary would be phenomenal grip.
Yeah.
I mean, it's on Michelin Pilot Sports 4S, which I think has got to have something to do with it, because it is incredible.
I mean,
tyre.
what would it be like if you put semi-slicks on?
I think and I think the other thing that it's done better than I anticipated was it's disguised its weight.
Yeah, like I said, that M6, when you were heavy accelerating, heavy braking, you could feel the weight shifting quite a lot. This, I haven't noticed it.
No, not at all.
You've said that the nose lifted a little bit at times, but it's marginal. It is a phenomenal car.
Yeah, but hands down, the fastest thing that we've had.
Yeah.
We've been lucky, and most of it, the weather has been dry. It's absolutely tanking down now. Yeah. But the roads have been damp, like they have been.
Yeah, and this is dry. It. There hasn't been a bit where, because when there's a straight bit of road and you're coming out of a 30 and you put your foot down, there's not been a moment where there's been any wheel spin, nothing. Even if there's been leaves on the road, any sort of.
The most drama I had out of it was a really hard brake where, it was wiggling and the hazards came on. But other than that, I mean, it has been so incredibly capable.
Yeah. The best car I've driven.
Yeah, 100%. And actually, when you read everything that's written about it, it doesn't feel like a true M car. I mean, blimey, like that.
Maybe not on a track. It's not dissimilar to McLaren's sort of 0 to 60 times, and on a track, I'm sure it pants all over this.
Yeah.
But for road driving, yes, it's big.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I think that is the criticism.
And there are bits where you do feel a little bit like, oh, this is a little bit Harry Tighter sort of thing.
I forgot that was a merge. Sorry.
Yeah, there are some bits where you're genuinely like, oh, it's a bit pinchy here.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think it masks that weight.
Yeah.
It masks the weight. I just, like I say, for the size, I suppose it is wide.
We've had some airy moments in car parks getting into a specific one, and you're like, oh, that's not good. So as an everydayer, I mean, if you had this in the garage and your plan was to give it the absolute beans, like on some B roads, just go out for an hour or two, or if you wanted to go out for a day to West Bay or another coastal town of any other name, and sort of like have a bit of a blast when there's a national speed limit zone and there's nothing else around, perfectly safe to do so and all this sort of stuff, you can have a lot of fun. But you only need to accelerate for a very, very small amount of seconds before you're doing dangerous speeds.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Any bit of straight in this it just swallows.
Yeah. You know, you're never going to hit VMAX in this ever. Not unless you're in another country or you're on a track.
What don't you like?
It is purely the only thing I haven't liked about it is the size. And
I don't love the steering.
No, I don't mind the steering.
I think in comfort it's too light, in a bit sketchy, and in sport it just feels like a bit rubbery. Like
But that's possibly why it's not the true M car, is because it doesn't feel. But that doesn't bother me. Like you said, it's
so some of the new features that are worthy of note. You can have a brake setting on this for the first time in an M car, so you can choose between comfort and sport. It has got an M mode button. I'll put a picture of that in the video.
And the heads up in the dial screen.
So and that gives you the choice between road, sport, and track displays.
Don't do track.
You know, we haven't even touched the launch control this time, because we just, in terms of finding a stretch of road that is empty enough, it's not really the right thing to do.
And to be honest, a zero, just a normal start, is quick enough.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that
it would be much quicker.
Yeah, agreed.
I just thought of something whilst you're saying about like your pathetic claims of the disappointing steering. Is the bite point when you take your foot off the accelerator? It's incredibly fast on a normal, just sort of.
Yeah, it is a creep.
A creep, yeah.
Agreed.
So whereas normally you can creep along it, like it just sort of like ekes forward a little bit. No, this one it really wants to go for it. So parking it, you could get yourself into a little bit of hot water, as it were.
I'm trying to think of any other new settings.
I mean, the M buttons are cool.
Yeah, the M buttons are cool, and we've had M1 set up as pretty much. Well, no, M1 for us has been everything in comfort. No, everything in comfort apart from steering in sport, which just adds that artificial weight. But we have kept the engine in Sport Plus.
So that's sort of like for a little bit of enthusiastic driving when it's not built up or on like a motorway or anything. Yeah. And then M2 is just full everything, but still with forward drive.
And I have to say, this time we have had the suspension in Sport Plus, and it's not ridden as badly as other sport setups have been.
I've not thought, oh my god, you know, I've not been bumped around in any way, shape or form.
I've not noticed it. No. Like, and there was a bit back there where you were driving where I was like, okay, let's just kind of feel what this is like, and it was all right. Yeah. Like, it was all right.
It's because my driving is incredibly smooth.
Oh yeah, that was it. I forgot that you'd laid that particular piece of tarmac.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one has been a very, very special car, and actually we have, I would say, 80% got away with the weather. Yeah. Considering it's October.
I mean, fuel-wise, it's not been hideous.
No, so
I don't know how many miles we've done, 300 and something?
Yeah, about that, I would say, probably 350.
Yeah. And put in about, so once we've topped up again, it'll be another 50 quid's worth-ish.
Yeah, I would say we're heading towards 60. The quarter tank. Yeah.
So and we've spent 80 on fuel, so talking about 140 quid.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the beauty of doing it as a pair, is that, you know, for a day, like you know, with some, you know, and there've been some cracking roads. We found a couple of new roads.
Yeah, so I think it was saying it's doing about 22 to the gallon.
Yeah, let's have a little look and just see what we've got here. We've done 400 miles. 409, yeah.
Oh, look at that. So not 350. I don't don't think it's saying it there, but I saw it when we were reading it, and it said about average. I mean, before we had it, the director was doing about 16 to the gallon.
Yeah.
But that's going to be driving around town, whereas we haven't done a huge. I assume now. I don't really know what the director does.
I don't know
where they live. No.
Yeah. Fair.
But if it is your daily, then you imagine that there is a bit of poodling around.
Yeah.
And it's comfortable for that.
Yeah,
it's not like
actually,
a sport. You know,
one of my criticisms about the last M5 Comp I had was that the seats were really tight in the bolsters, whereas actually this has been a really comfortable seat. Oh, I'll tell you what I must mention: when you put the heated seats on, the armrests heat up, so actually the whole thing is heated. And if you put the heating steering wheel on, like every contact point in the car is warm, so that's quite cool.
The little ambient modes.
Oh yeah,
they're nice. I don't know.
We vitalised you yesterday, didn't we?
I don't know if I'd ever use them if I was ever on my own. Like, oh, I'm on the way back from work and I need to calm down. I put on the relaxing mode and have the heated seats on. Yeah,
that's called Caring Car. That's the app.
I mean, I don't know. Like I said, if you're coming back in the middle of July, do you want the heated seats on to calm you down?
No.
It's unlikely.
No, and it hasn't got a seat ventilation, which is odd in a car of this spec. But no, all in all, this has been an absolute worldie this time, hasn't it?
Like I said, it has literally, it would do whatever you wanted it to do.
Yeah.
And in all ways, like I said, it is rapid and you know it. It is comfortable.
And is a four-seater with a decent sized boot. Like, it's certainly an RS6 rival, other than the
Touring.
hatch.
Yeah,
other than the hatch, like, and the RS6 being revered as the answer to all questions.
This is not a bad alternative.
This gives it a serious run for its money.
Yeah, because the RS6 is what, 3.7?
Oh no, the new ones are like 3.3, 3.4.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are they that low?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
100%. There's no, I mean, like, because the TTRS is 3.7.
Yeah, but it also weighs as much as a bag of Quavers.
True. In our new crisp analogy.
Yeah, we do like to compare the weight of cars by crisps. This is definitely a McCoy / Brannigan, we decide, a big thick cut crisp. Yeah. Whereas the TTRS is definitely a Quavers.
Now, would you say that actually a Caterham is a Quaver?
Oh, that's a Quaver. TTRS is more like a Disco.
Yeah, I'd accept Disco. I would also say a Royster, because they're quite light and fluffy. Bubbly.
What about What's It?
I was thinking about What's It.
Yeah.
You know what?
What's a Ready Salted? Is that just like your Ford Focus?
That's a Mondeo, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, what about a Lotus? Is that a Skip?
Skip, yeah.
That's a light, Chris.
Lighter than a What's It?
Oh, see, this has now become a video about crisp weight rankings. Probably on that note, I think we should end this lunacy. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you again soon. Cheers.